Hello, hello, hello. Unmute your mic now.
We're all good.
How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing fabulous, Jeff, and yourself?
It's a Friday, and are we ready for the weekend?
You know, I'm not quite there. You got to still put together the schedule. Got a little vacuuming to do. You know, I'm domesticated now that I'm retired. So I got
No weddings?
No, weddings are done.
All right.
Just planning a trip down to Monroe, Louisiana
To get some crawdaddies.
Yeah. Go down there and look at the grandbaby and pick up dog poop.
There you go. That sounds like a great time.
I'm qualified to do that.
In Louisiana. Sounds like a great time.
No, not so much. Gators are coming out of hibernation, if you can call it that, and my son's going fishing with a 45 just in case.
So before we get into your issues today, I know you got a big issue with the Milwaukee mayor in Wisconsin.
I do.
And then we got to talk about the big civil suit out in Massachusetts now. That's going to be a big one, but
crazy.
I don't think it's going to have much. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be much though, actually. I think they're barking up the wrong tree with that. But one thing I want to straighten out, and I haven't been able to straighten this out. I got in a little tiff, a little bit, but she knows I still love her. But I made some comments on, you know how I am on X. Sometimes I say the wrong things. Sometimes. But I mentioned another content creator, Jess Machado, and I want to clear it up. Just because she's not for me, that doesn't mean I'm telling everybody, oh, don't watch her. Watch her. But I'm probably not her demographic. I guarantee I'm not. So
can I talk about what makes her not your demographic? I really want to, and I don't want to offend anybody, but you know what? Life's all about choices.
Let's about choice.
That way. Some people make good choices, and some people make really bad choices. And she might have made a lot of choices that you and I would never have made.
Right. And there's probably choices that I have made that she probably wouldn't make.
Probably.
But I don't watch her. I tried to sit and watch a few of her things and I couldn't get through it. I don't know if it's the language. I don't know what it is. I mean, one thing I can't say it will never, ever happen on here, but I have never called a woman or anybody the C word.
No.
So I don't think that'll ever happen on this channel. Now, that doesn't mean, I like Turtle Boy. I like what he does. Now, there's some things that I don't, but that's just the way it is. That's the way we are.
You call me a character all the time.
Right. So, just because I don't like somebody, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't like them. And I'm sure you would like Jess. If you watched her, I'm sure you would like her.
Why would you say that?
Well, because, you like all that dirty talk.
Stop it.
It would keep you from dialing that 900 number that you use all the time.
Oh, my goodness, Jeff.
So,
I'm going to have to cut you off.
So, J7, you're my buddy. I apologize for offending you. And I promise you I will not wear the hat until me and you are good. Plain and simple. That's what it's going to be.
I got a question. I know
and
you're since you got...
And if you think J7 did not come through, and if J7, if everybody doesn't think that J7 did not come through for me with the hat, I just want to show you. There it is. It is here. All right.
But I got to say this, Jeff. I got to say this. I know you're sincere. You apologize and everything, but you're apologizing for something you said that you truly believe is part of your moral compass. So you're not apologizing that's your belief and you said it, you apologize that she's offended, but she shouldn't really be offended because it probably offends her too, but she just didn't tell the world about it. Right.
And I did. And and she wanted me to take it down, and I should have, maybe, I don't know, but I didn't. And what had happened is that she had went on this other content creator through a phone call called Purple, what is his name? Purple Kool-Aid Drinker or something like that. The judge called him the other day Purplehead, which I think is a smoke thing.
It might be Purple Rain. I don't know.
Yeah, dispensaries or whatever. But she went on there and she kind of let him have it a little bit, and it could have been a joke. It might have been a joke. I don't know. But anybody that kind of says, "Oh, I'm going to squat," you don't want to take me on. I mean,
it's a challenge.
I mean, for me, the way I am, competitive and everything, it's like, all right. But she does have, 11,000 people. We have 88. I did lose one subscriber because of my big mouth on X. One person unsubscribed as of right now, and I'm sorry. Not really. I mean, if you don't,
you're not.
If that's the reason, if that's the way you're going to make your decisions, then I can't do anything about that. But I did promise last week that I would show everybody. Now, JFK Show Off, who I will go after every chance I get. And he, of course, started this whole hat thing, saying that, oh, this hat is, nobody can have this hat. Nobody can get this hat. This is a special hat. Well, I have a very special, and I don't even know if Mark even saw this. He might have. But I have a very special autograph from my buddy Blake Shelton that I believe no one will ever have this autograph from him. And I truly believe this is one of a kind. And I can't even copy it because I promised I would not. But I will show you. Hopefully you'll be able to see it with the camera. This is my great Blake Shelton autograph.
Classic. I don't think I want that one.
Nobody will ever have an autograph with those words.
Classic.
Except for me. So there you go, everybody. I promised you I would show you it. And I probably broke my deal with him. I think he said I could show it. I just couldn't print it.
Okay.
And give it out to people named Jeff. That's all. So I think he thought I was going to sell it to some people that were named Jeff. That's what he thought.
Good.
So I could have, and I would have,
But no.
I got to move us around. When your name is first, we got to have you first, left to right.
Well,
why
is my name first?
Because you're the boss.
I don't believe that's true. It's only 10 Central, and you're already lying and bullshit people.
So, all right, let's get to your. I know you got a couple of gripes.
Yeah, I got.
Go ahead.
Where do you want me to start? We'll start off with Mrs. Dukin. We'll call her Dukin, even though it's Dungan, I think.
Yes, tell that story.
Yeah, so we got a judge here in Wisconsin. I think it was about a little more than a year ago. And she had an undocumented alien in her court. But he also had some other charges filed against him. And they don't go into exactly what they were. But she had him in the court, and the ICE was outside. They have a detainer. They're ready to pick him up and take care of business like they're supposed to. And they're waiting there peacefully outside of the courtroom. And she used her judgment to tell the ICE agents that they should be looking in a different room. And she took this guy and she walked him out a back door, which is not open to the public, and basically let him free. And then she told the ICE people, oh, I don't have anything for you. You don't have anything. Well, it's on video showing her walking him through this door. And I mean, she's caught red-handed. It's just as goofy why some of these judges And I'm sure this is similar, or maybe just as egregious things have happened in other states. But they think that they have all this power and they can just forget about the law.
Right.
You can't do that. And, and then it gives ICE a bad rap, and they say, they're thugs and all this other crap. Well, if they would do their job and not try to act like a sanctuary, turn the bad guys over. ICE doesn't have 30 people to now chase them down, and just take care of business. But this was a guy. He wasn't clean. It wasn't jaywalking. It wasn't just that he was here illegally. And she thought the right thing was to shoot him out the door. Well, another judge found her guilty, and she might be doing time. She resigned. She had to. She's no longer a judge.
So this illegal
Yep.
was going to court on a charge?
He was charged with something other than just not having his papers. Okay. And they don't say exactly what it was. I'm sure there's somewhere to find it, but I did a little research and I couldn't find exactly what he was there for. And
so he was charged, so he was going to her court, so he probably was going to get off of that charge with her. And then she tried to appeal, right? And then she lost?
Correct. She appealed. I mean, it took less than 6 hours for the jury to come back and say she's nuts.
Wow.
She's got to go to jail. They haven't sentenced her yet, but she's waiting sentencing, which I think should happen sometime this month.
And then we have to go back to Milwaukee and talk about the mayor, because he made a statement this morning that even I question.
Jeff, don't you question every day how these people survive?
Now be careful. Be careful, because a lot of our viewers, a lot of our subs are from a blue state. Just be careful.
And I'm just making this a general statement on people that use such lack of judgment and thought in what they say or do. And there's people, blue, red, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But how some of these people have made it this far on this planet without killing themselves, because they're not smart enough to not walk in front of a car or something dangerous. It just cracks me up a little bit that intelligent people are so damn dumb.
So we have been like, what, for a week now? Rain. Yep. Flooding all over the place. And the Milwaukee mayor came out today and said that the reason why we're getting so much rain in April is because of the climate change. So,
the climate did change. It changed from sunny to rainy. Okay, good observation, Judge.
And it's mayor. Spring.
And it's spring. And in spring, what do they say? April showers bring May flowers. So
that's right.
We're getting our share of showers.
We're getting our showers. So, well, that's what we got going there. And then found out, I guess it was 2 days ago, that the North Andover police chief, he's decided, Mr. Gray decided to step aside and take a leave of absence, paid leave of absence. He chose that himself, Mark, a paid leave of absence.
I think that's fair. I don't know why you're questioning that.
So, of course, he was the chief with the whole Kelsey Fitzsimmons thing that went down. So he is taking that leave of absence and paid. So we'll see what happens with that. So what do we got here? Stopping in to say hello. Thank you, Boston. At least she wasn't the one that decided to unsubscribe. Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
So, and then something that dropped yesterday, Turtle Boy, Aiden Carney, and Karen Reed are going to be sued now from the people that basically were in the house where John O'Keefe died. And I say it like that because he did not, and I'll say this forever, John O'Keefe did not die because of Karen Reed running over him with her Lexus. Didn't happen. All right.
Is there any damage to her car or anything that would even hint that she hit something or somebody?
Well, they had like a taillight that had like a little piece out of it. But they got video of it when she was leaving John O'Keefe's house to go look for him. She bumped into his car, which could have chipped her back taillight. But then after the cops got her vehicle and took it back to Norfolk, all of a sudden, I believe now there's others that can tell you the true, but I believe that they started finding the next day or later that day some taillight pieces in the front lawn, but it looks like maybe the cops kind of busted it out and then started to sprinkle them on the lawn, because there was people there earlier in the day that were lifting the snow up. And yourself, we still got, well, we don't have any now because of all the rain, but I mean, you can usually see the red tint in the snow.
Yeah.
And when they were looking, I don't think the blizzard was going on like they said it was later in the day. So, plus there was inverted Sally Port videos, Mark, where they were looking at the video. They actually brought it into court and said that the cops weren't on that side. Well, then they find out that the video was inverted. And then they had to come clean on that. I mean, it's just a bunch of stuff that in the civil suit's going to come out. And
what are they suing for? Slander?
They're saying defamation. Yeah, defamation. That Agent Carney, of course, says that they were the murderers, the ones from the house. There's so many questions. I mean, they're going to put these cops back on the stand. And the big question, like I told you last week when we were talking about it, the biggest question is going to be, why didn't you go in the house and separate the people that were in the house and then talk to them?
Yeah.
No, but this one guy, I didn't send you the video yet, but I will. He said, no, we didn't have no reason to go in the house. Well, you found the guy dead on this guy's property.
Yeah. What?
Why didn't you go in the house and check and see if there's anybody else maybe hurt or something?
Sounds like his head got frostbitten.
Yeah. So it was. So now this is going to come out, and the lawyer for them sent in 50 pages, 50 times.
Same page.
So it looked like it was 2,500 pages.
Yeah. Which
I don't understand that either. But
so the sheriff that resigned, what was his role in this whole thing?
No, he didn't resign. That's a different county. This is Norfolk County, but they did not take the papers out in Norfolk County. They went to a different county because I think they know they wouldn't be able to do anything in Norfolk County because they won't have the judge that they had, during the trials. And so I think, that was the reason for that. But the DA, Michael Morrissey for Norfolk County, he's the real dirty one, I think, in all of this.
Is he friends with these guys?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They say Brian Albert, the guy that owned the house, they said that everybody feared him, like other cops in town and that kind of stuff. And I don't know what that's all about. But I guess he carried some weight in the county and also the city of Canton. But when it all comes down to it, I mean, when you watch, and we'll do that one day where we watch a little bit of the trial, and you see like the dog bites that they tried to say the taillight did to his arm, because they had a dog in the house, a German Shepherd. I think it was a German Shepherd mix, but it was like a police dog, like maybe a German Shepherd mixed with a, trying to think of the other
Malinois?
one. Yeah, Malinois. So I think it was mixed and probably protective, like they are. I mean, my little poodle Schnauzer is very protective.
Sure.
And so probably he went down and the dog probably went after him, or he was trying to hit somebody and the dog attacked him. I don't know. But they weren't like from a car, the injuries to the arm. So, and there's no other body. There's no other like broken bones. There's nothing. And they're saying that he got hit by a car at 24 miles an hour.
Yeah, there's going to be internal damage.
You would think. So they're bringing up this big thing. But, the thing that it's kind of, because right now Turtle Boy, which is Aiden Carney, and Karen are at odds. But they put in this, I read some of it, and they put it in that Karen Reed fed him false information. That's what they
Turtle Boy?
That she fed Turtle Boy false information. So, I guess Turtle Boy, if everybody thinks he's such a slime and everything, I guess he could come out and say, well, Karen fed me it.
Yeah.
That could be his defense. I don't think that'll ever be his defense because he believes Karen Reed is not guilty. And so it's going to be an interesting thing that happens with it. And again, it brings more drama to the Massachusetts area. And it brings us as content creator more things to talk about also.
Right.
As we get going towards that, because Karen still has a civil suit out there where the O'Keefe family is suing her and she's suing everybody. So I think this is kind of like been you can do it, I can do it, just a retaliation type thing.
Do they have any dates yet on the calendar for when this is going to go to court?
No, I think next year on one of them. Now this one, who knows? But there's so many things that you got to be caught up on, because there's a girl by the name of Jen McCabe that at 2:27 in the morning of that morning when they found him, 2:27 a.m., they found him at 6:00, okay, in the morning. But she Googled at 2:27 a.m. how's HOS long to die in the cold. And she was in the house. That's the sister-in-law of the guy that owns the house. So
that's a little suspicious.
But she tried and they got some experts, which we all know that if you pay for an expert, they're going to probably, slant it towards you, whatever you need them to say. So they slanted that, saying that she did it again at 6:25 because Karen Reed told her. And so that's the reason. But she had 3,000 searches, Mark. 3,000 searches up until that 2:27 a.m. search. She had 3,000 searches.
Is that possible?
Well, accumulated through time. 3,000 searches. Only one search was deleted at that time. And guess which one?
Of course. Yeah.
But she says she didn't do it. She said Karen Reed asked her to do it.
Karen Reed obviously said I didn't.
Right. Karen, and Karen didn't know if she, I don't know if Karen really admitted anything on that. Karen Reed and some of these things came back to bite her a little bit. She did some interviews and they used them against her. And where she had said this, a couple of people, could I have hit him? Did I hit him? Because she was drunk and she admitted that they were out drinking and everything. But she didn't say that she hit him. She was asking the questions to people like, could I, did I, could I? And the damage of her vehicle definitely was not what they said.
Yeah, the physical evidence wouldn't have led you down that path.
And this is, in Boston brings up a good point. This is another one that I had said right away. Because our phones can do magnificent things now, like take pictures, right?
Yeah.
So when they went to get her vehicle at her mom and dad's house, the Proctor, this Mike Proctor that ended up losing his job over all this, all right? He's the guy that called her a C word and sent it to his buddies and said that he was looking for nudes on her phone and all that kind of stuff. Well, they go out there and they have a cop from the area that her mom and dad lives go out there and help him. And that cop ended up saying, hey, the taillight was cracked, but it wasn't demolished. And he saw it. Okay. But Michael Proctor, lead investigator, he goes out there with, I think it was Yuri Buchanek, his boss, and they get the vehicle, right? Put it on the big flatbed truck to bring it back, flatbed, yeah. But they don't take pictures, Mark, of the taillight.
Yeah, this is like a bunch of clowns. It's a clown show.
Yeah, at that time, I was like, okay. I mean, that's the easiest thing you could have done is just take a picture, right? So, but then there's other things, when they found the taillight pieces, the chief of police, retired, was had people driving by. They were all having people drive by the house to see if they could find these taillight pieces. And the chief, Mark, he had, you remember how you used to tease all the kids in school when they got their glasses and they were so thick, like our friend Jerry Gordon, Coke bottle glasses.
I never teased them.
Well, you did. You always were teasing them. So this chief has Coke bottle glasses, Mark, but from 50 yards away, he spotted taillight pieces driving by.
This is like my cousin Vinny when the TV show. Like, really? Come on.
It is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then the lead investigator was friends with the Alberts, the guy that owned the house, and the brother. And see, the thing is that there's a Colin Albert. He's a kid. And he's in his 20s now, but he was, 18, I guess, at the time. I truly believe, and I'll probably get sued for this, Mark. So maybe you'll stay out of this and don't say anything.
Okay, I'll stay out of it.
So, but I believe Colin Albert took the first swing. I believe they were probably in the garage of the house, and Colin Albert, who they tried to portray that he was just a young boy and he's a good kid and all that kind of stuff, but he was making videos drunker than a skunk and saying bang 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 bang. But I believe what happened is that there was some kind of beef between John O'Keefe and that kid. And I don't know what it was over, but I believe that kid, being drunk, took a shot and maybe John O'Keefe fell, okay, and then hit his head in the garage. That's what I believe. I believe the kid took the shot. And others believe that it's an ATF agent that was really sweet on Karen. And that he was texting her, and I guess Karen kissed him, and he took that as like he wanted to be in a relationship with her and all this kind of stuff. And when they were at the bar the night before John was found, he was upset that Karen wasn't paying attention to him. And so he texted her in the bar and went, well, ... But he said he didn't mean anything by that.
Well, what? Yeah. No, it meant nothing. It was just his fingers just randomly fondling his phone and came out.
I was out to dinner the other night, and the person I was with, she was, talking to somebody at the bar, right? And I was waiting for her to come back with change. And I sat at the bar. So she's sitting at the bar talking to this person. So I did text her while she was there and said, well,
yeah.
And so that does happen and everything.
Did you get your money?
I did get my money.
Okay. That's important. You got the change.
But it was funny because I noticed how she likes to be real free with my money, and the tip that she gave, I was going to give a tip to the people that served us, right? Because I didn't have a drink.
Right.
And I think she did have a drink, but a wine or something. But she decided to give a $10 tip on her one glass of wine on my money. I wouldn't have done that because you know me, I'm a little cheap. I'm just a little
Not cheap. You're just frugal.
Now if it's microphones or something like that, then I'll spend a little bit. But so that does happen where you go, well, and the well is basically like, well, what the hell are you doing? Let's go. Get back here.
Yeah.
And his was, well, why are you not talking to me?
Yeah.
You kissed me. And he said, and they asked him, so what type of kiss? Well, a meaningful kiss.
One with a lot of tongue or not?
I don't know if it was that even.
It's all about the tongue.
Yeah. So I don't think it was that, but he thought it was meaningful.
Okay.
So we got a lot coming up with that. So aren't you excited about all this?
Oh, I am. I got to dig into it. I got a couple phone calls to make on some other people that might add to the general public's opinion on what's going on in the Boston area. And
I'd like to know where they are fire guys at. I'd like to know where they, they're firemen, what city, because when we know that, then all the people that are, from Massachusetts that listen to us, they will know where these guys are at. And Mark met, what was it, 2 of them?
Yeah. Well, just 2 people. One's a fireman and one has been in the area, knows a lot of people for a long time.
All right. So
2 brothers.
So what is this here? No, I'm not. I got to catch up on here. Boston, we appreciate you. We really want to succeed too. And we're going to try to stay away from making anybody mad. All right. But
I can't make that promise.
I got a big mouth. I mean, I really do when it comes down to it.
Somebody's going to get mad. We just hope it's somebody who won't care about it. So,
like Boston said, John was neighbor with Chris Albert at some point and had problems with Colin Albert throwing beer cans on his lawn and taunted John. John O'Keefe reported Colin possibly with drugs, steroids.
All right.
So that could be a good reason to have a beef right there. And so it's going to be interesting because all this is going to be rehashed again in a civil suit.
Right.
And now the other part of it is the depositions that you take on this.
Yeah.
But a lot of people say, well, you can lie in depositions. Yeah, I guess you can lie.
You can lie on the stand too.
But I think that there's going to be a chance to at least try to figure out what was a lie, what is a lie, and where they go from here. If they can be proved that it's a lie.
I would like to know the answers to the questions that everybody is asking and you've asked, why they didn't do this, why this. I mean, somewhere you would have thought in the trial, Karen Reed's lawyer would have asked these people, why didn't you do this?
Well, I think they did ask, but they were
what was the response? That I'm a dumbass?
I think a lot of it, people could tell you here in the chat, but I think a lot of it was, well, we just didn't.
Yeah.
And by, I guess, being ignorant, it's okay to say that. We didn't do it.
Didn't know.
So, but Cheryl, here's another thing, Mark. There's something about mods. I don't know what this is all about with YouTube. I'm so new to YouTube, and I haven't sat down to really read about YouTube. I just know like the basics from Mary B has pointed out some things like you got to have 1,000 to be able to have super chats and stuff like that.
What's a mod?
Well, it's a moderator, and I guess they come in and you give them something, some kind of ability to go in and kind of keep the chat rolling and kind of keep it. I don't know what it is. I'm just talking out of my ass there, but it's basically that they'll come in and help you. And I'm trying to figure out how does a mod get paid? That's the thing. Yeah, and I think
they don't do it for free, do they?
Yeah. It'd probably be, after we started getting super chats and everything, then you need the mod probably. And that way you make a deal it that way. I don't know. So, okay. So they post links and kick out trolls, people that'll come in and try to start trouble and all that. So
we don't have any trolls yet, do we?
You said paid question mark, and a bunch of laughs. Well, don't mods get paid? I thought that's the reason that they're a mod, is that there's some kind of payment. I mean, that would be kind of bad, wouldn't it? You should pay a mod if they're doing work for you, right? Maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know.
We're gonna figure it out.
But I don't. One thing I don't want to. I don't want to have like 16 mods.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see one or two, depending how big the channel gets and everything.
I suppose we got to wait to get a few more subscribers to worry about
Right.
kicking people out. Hell, the only person we're thinking about kicking out is maybe me.
So we do have 88 subscribed.
Yeah.
And we really want to get to 100. All right, this is what I want. I tried to do it one day last Friday, and we get to 100. Well, now we lost somebody, so now we're at 88. We were at 89. I feel bad about losing that person, but maybe the person will come back. I don't know. I hope, and give us another chance. And I promise, if they're mad because of the Jess Machado stuff that I said, I said it. And it just got to, it's just not my cup of tea. All right. And I don't expect everybody to like what I like. So, but that'll be the last you hear about it. I'm not going to trash her. Now I'm going to trash JFK. I'm going to trash Mike Crawford and LTL from Brian from LTL. Those are the ones that I'm going to trash. But the others will stay away from. So you get wrenches. Wow, Cheryl's got 8 wrenches. Still waiting for my check in the mail.
What's a wrench?
That's what you get for being a mod, I guess. You can send the mods free merch. Okay, well, we're looking at merch.
We're working on it.
If everybody
sent it to our graphic artists.
Did you? Good.
Yep.
And so hopefully we can have some merch. Keep coming to Rat House. We'll get you there. All right. That's what I like to hear. Rat House Media. Mark's still got to sit down and watch them. You haven't watched Danny in the Rat House, have you?
I haven't. Maybe that's something I do this afternoon while it's raining again.
There you go. They got some, last few days that you can catch up on and just watch. And it's I like the way he has multiple people. I like that because then when somebody gets stuck, like me and you get stuck on something and we're like, then you have somebody else to kind of pick that up, when you go with multiple people. And I like that platform. I really do. Now, I don't want to steal that from him, but, and I don't want to go with a bunch of political people either. I want to stay on course of what we're going to do. So, but I really like what Danny does over there. It's a great sound. I mean, everybody sounds pretty good on there. Some of these other people that have been around for a long time, they have trouble with their microphones. They have trouble with just the whole presentation sometimes. And that drives me nuts. That comes from my radio background where everything has to be perfect. And of course we can't get perfect, but maybe if we strive for perfect, we can get to excellence. And that's what I have to, if I hear something, when I listen back to this, if I hear something where my mic didn't sound right, it drives me nuts. It almost makes me want to delete what we did. But so I have a lot of things that I watch, but I can't watch some of them because it's just so bad. Mike Crawford's one, and Mark, it seems like that these people make money and they're not putting anything back into their equipment or their microphones, or there's just no upgrade. And that is, I don't understand it, because that's what I would use the money for, is the upgrade, cameras or whatever it might be, lighting. That's what I would use the money for.
I would use it to buy a pizza or maybe some donuts, some good coffee and donuts every morning.
Yeah, there you go. So, have we asked Mary B to come on live? No, and I haven't, and I'll tell you why. Because I don't want Danny mad that I'm taking some of his people. I don't want that. And plus, Mary B's probably a little upset with me too, because I fell for stupid April, and made her my internet girlfriend a couple of months ago. I'm just teasing. But no, the other part of it is, because they're on, with Danny, and, there's a couple, I'd love to have J7 on. I think J7 would be fun. I think she'd really give Mark a go around. So I think that would be pretty good. Somebody called us Mad Dork. They think that's going to bother us.
I don't. It's probably close to reality, but
Mary B is a staunch liberal, so that's what we like. Mark would like that.
Mary B. So what? As long as we can have intelligent conversations.
I think you would. I think you'd have a very intelligent conversation with Mary B. I really believe that. J7, I agree. Wild, I think she'd be good to come on. She'd liven this up a little bit. Like I said, I'm still working on my niece, and I think she knows so much more than even I do. And I watched the trials of Karen Reed. I've watched this whole Turtle Boy thing, but my niece, I mean, it's like she lives in Boston. I'm not kidding you. It's like she's been out there and just lived there. And so I'm trying to get her on to kind of help us with everything. And I've noticed, I don't know if you noticed this, Mark, but my voice is giving out. Do you notice that?
I noticed that a little bit.
Yeah. So
just a little bit.
And so, oh, it's my nephew. They called us Madstork.
So is Jordan your nephew?
I don't know. He probably, that's his middle name, maybe. I'm not sure.
You should know this.
That's horrible. I don't know. But Idris is his name. And he's, Mark, you should see this kid. I think he's a freshman, in high school.
Okay.
6'5".
Oh, big boy.
Yeah. Football player, basketball player.
What year in school is he?
Jennifer is his mom. I think he's, what are you, a freshman or a sophomore coming up? I think he's a freshman. I'm not sure. But 6'5", Mark. And I don't know what the weight is, but I mean, he's not a small boy, but he's put together.
Nice.
And so sophomore, it's going to be a sophomore. So, crazy.
He's at SD?
No, he is at Green Bay Southwest.
Oh, okay.
I heard that they don't win very well. I heard
they get some challenges. My brother was coaching out there.
Oh, really? Is he a
now
teacher?
He's coaching he was a teacher at Southwest for many years, a shop teacher.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now he's somewhat retired and he's hanging out in Luxembourg.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So he's 220. He's 220, 6'5", 220 right now.
6'5", 220. I'm 6 feet, 220. That's so not good.
So I'm going to make sure this coming year, I'm gonna do my darndest to get out there and see him play football and basketball this year. I mean, I got to get out there and see him, and I think, I mean, with that size and everything, I mean that could, put the work in. Got to work hard.
Yeah, if you're a sophomore, and that's one thing you can't teach is height.
Right.
Right. No, he can put on some weight and run. I wonder what his position is.
Yeah, I'm sure he plays in the offensive line. You would think, right?
I don't know. He got some wheels and he can play tight end.
And I apologize for my voice here today. I'm battling a kidney infection of all things, and it took me down. We were going to go live yesterday, and it took me down. I was really crazy. So now it's affecting my voice. The antibiotics, I guess, maybe, or I don't know, but something's affecting my voice. So Hippie Chick is here. Yeah, nice. You're a little late. Hippie Chick, I'm so glad you're here. That means you were not the person that unsubscribed. And that's what I needed to know. I don't know who that person was who unsubscribed, but maybe we can get back to 89. Maybe we can get into the 90s, hit 100. And my nephew, stay on your mom. Tell her she needs to come on with us and be the third wheel here and liven up our show a little bit. So what else we got to talk about, Mark?
We can talk till the sky opens up on us again, but I think a lot of things that we talked about, with me, it's all about these people you keep bringing up. They make stupid mistakes in life, and then here they got the corruption, and they're not even good at covering it up.
No,
they don't.
Well,
put any thought to their crap.
We shouldn't say that. They're probably good at covering up like they have for years, but this time they got buried by I don't even know what she is, 5'1", 5'2", maybe. I don't know how tall Karen Reed is, but she's not much more than 115 pounds. And that little woman took them down.
Yeah.
And I don't think they ever expected that. And because they've got away with it probably for a long time. I mean, this Mike Proctor, Mark, after they got his phone, his real phone, his personal phone, some stuff dated back, like racist stuff, dated back to 2012 or 13. Wow. So this guy's been a wild man for a while. And that's scary, though, when you think of it, because Karen Reed could have been any one of our kids, right? I don't have any kids, but I'm just saying, could have been anyone, any woman, anything like that. And to know that there's people out there that will try to, pin it on, like they said, pin it on the girl. And it's just crazy when you think of it. Well, and I don't know.
Yeah. I think what you're going to be finding out, you think just taking this microcosm of Massachusetts and out east on how much knuckleheadedisms are taking place with all the new journalists, what you call them. What's that one kid who's exposing all the fraud, Nick Shirley or whatever his name is, or you're going to find more of these things surfacing because people aren't smart and they're criminals, and all this fraud that's popping up all over the country is going to be real interesting on how that plays out. And then give us more to talk about.
I don't understand the people with the stealing. When they steal funds, when they steal, when they're in their job and they steal cash.
Right.
How do they think they're not going to get caught? I mean, how do you think that you're not going to get caught? I don't get it. And then when they get caught, they go, well, what?
Yeah, what?
And there's been numerous times I've seen, but the other thing that gets me too is that how long it takes for somebody to get caught in some of these places. And then you wonder how many of these corporations just don't check their money. And they're getting built, $150,000, $200,000, and it takes them a couple of years to figure it out. I mean, how much money is going through these? And why don't you have an accountant checking this? A lot of times, I guess it is the accountant that's taking the money, I guess.
Yeah. Well, they just had that one, I think, here in Green Bay, and their company was a non-for-profit that I think they did low-income insulation and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that lady, I think the number was like $700,000-$800,000, and now they're bankrupt. But they're supposed to be doing a good thing, and then they're stealing the money.
And then they left people out in the cold.
Yeah, they didn't pay the contractors.
Yeah, didn't have the apartments, didn't have just a horrible story. And that's the ones that I don't understand. I went hard when Tracy and I do our sports show, I went hard after Brett Favre when he got in that little bit of trouble down in Mississippi, taking from the food stamp program. I mean, come on, what is Brett Favre doing? And he's trying, he tries to get out of all that, and he's suing everybody that says he did it. He had something, all right? He had something to do with it. And I mean, being from this area, I can tell you going into a bar and seeing Brett Favre and him acting like a complete maniac. I mean, seriously. And
talk to my brother Rob. He used to hang out with them.
Yeah. So Brett was not a good guy. All right. As far as
he wasn't a horrible guy. He was a knucklehead that did goofy, stupid shit. Stupid
stuff, like we talk about. Did stupid stuff. And thought that he was a Green Bay Packer and he could get away with it. That's what he did. But the way he ran around on his girlfriend or wife, whatever it was at the time, was, you could go out every night just about when, they were out, and you could see that. And then his tight end boy from that team,
Mr. Chimera,
he got caught, and he's on radio all the time. Do you see him? He's in Milwaukee. Somebody gave him a job down there.
Apparently, Winters was more of a dog than both of them.
I guess, that's what they say. So, but Chimera, he got caught in that hot tub with a 17-year-old or something, or in the bathroom. I don't know.
I got first-hand story on that too. I was not there, but I know somebody who was.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Insurance guy?
His dad was an insurance guy. Now this guy is an insurance guy. Actually,
Really?
He was a high schooler. He was friends with that girl.
So do you know J7? Have you ever been out in that area? Where you heard of Walsh is his last name? I don't know what the insurance company is that she works for, but
yeah, I don't know. But
you spent some time out there, right?
I have not. I don't know.
In Massachusetts? I thought you were out there.
No, we didn't know. We haven't talked to identify if I crossed her path or not.
I know, but I mean, you spent time out there though, right?
I have not in a couple of 3 years.
No. Yeah. I'm not linking you up to her. God, you got so defensive.
Jeez, what the hell, Jeff?
I'm not saying that it's that you were cheating on the wife. All right, man.
I'm just trying to straighten you out, which is a challenge in its own sense. You start going off on your wackadoodle jibber jabber, and
I know. Julie's sitting in the living room right now and got us up on the big screen TV, and she's going, "Huh? Mark never told me about the strip joints out in Boston."
Oh, never been to one. Never been. Oh, crazy. No, yeah, that whole Tremere in the hot tub. It's like Peyton's place, apparently, out in that neighborhood. Everybody's sleeping around. His wife wasn't an angel either. She was doing her thing, too.
Wow.
They're still together, I guess.
That last name was Walsh. J7's last name is Walsh. Okay. So we'll have to get more information. But I do believe she is in insurance, right? Somebody can probably tell me that. But so, I mean, you spent what? How long were you doing the insurance thing? It's like forever, 50 years?
Forever, since got out of college, and it just pulled me in. Sort of like the Hotel California. I tried to check out, but you can't leave. So it was 40 years.
Wow, 40 years.
40 years and about 6 different companies, but that was a good thing.
Also, it wasn't even with one company. You jumped around a little bit.
Really? Jump around.
So you went to the highest bidder? Is that what happened?
A couple of them were the highest bidders, and a couple of them found out that I was incompetent, and they had to say goodbye.
I mean, that always happened to me in radio after like 2 or 3 months. It was like, boy, this guy's an idiot.
You know? I lasted about 7 years.
And they would, instead of firing me right away, they'd let me hang around until I really, hung myself, right? Because they were always afraid of firing me because I was in a wheelchair.
Oh, yeah.
So they, had the right reason to fire me. So they waited until I hung myself, which, me talking, I hung myself a lot.
Sure. Yeah.
So, I mean, so it happens. And, yeah. So, I was incompetent a lot in radio.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it happens. And, both you and I, we like to talk.
Right.
And sometimes we get ahead of ourselves. And then bad things happen.
So we got 27 people in the chat. That's pretty good, Mark. I think that might be our highest so far of chat.
I don't even know where you look at this and find this out.
Well, can't you see it in the screen? Is that too small for your eyes? You need better glasses on the right
where it says the number
on the right hand side of your screen. Oh, the number. I don't know what yours says over there. Mine says right on top of my screen how many people are in the chat.
Mine just shows the people that are saying something.
All right, so like I said, we're not gonna stay on for 2 or 3 hours. Tomorrow, I might want you to come on for just a little bit because I actually bought myself a new microphone and I'd like to check it out.
Okay, we'll see.
So I don't know. I don't know when it's going to get delivered or anything like that. Usually sleeping when we're live, Well, we try to do it when nobody else is on. Like I know Melanie Little is now coming on right now, so we're going to try to get out of here. But Mark, do you have a wackadoodle for the day? This is going to be a new feature for us.
I'm going to go the wackadoodle of the day. We have to go with what I opened up with Judge Dugan in Wisconsin. It's just too much. And if you see her, you're going, yeah, she's a wackadoodle. Definitely, these people that think they are the law, but they're above the law, and it's so blatant. I mean, there's some people, it's a he said, she said thing. She did it so blatantly that there was no way she wasn't going to get caught. And now, so she's my wackadoodle, and we can even call her over the week, maybe this quarter.
This quarter,
sort of starting it. She's just a silly lady that bought into the bullshit, and now she's going to pay for it.
So if anybody wants to read about her, she's a Milwaukee, Wisconsin judge, and it's spelled Dugan, Judge Dugan, and she basically took an illegal that was going to her court, was charged with something. I thought it was a domestic thing, if I'm not wrong.
It could have been.
I thought it was. And she was trying to get him out of it or something. And it's like, that's where I got a problem. It's not because I'm Republican, I'm liberal or independent. I have a problem with somebody's going to court for being charged for something. Then why are you trying to hide that person? Stop that stuff. Just stop it. If they're
so wrapped up into this illegal thing.
That's the way I believe. I don't care if it's a Democrat, whatever, because it just shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And I appreciate everybody. Got to say it again. Appreciate everybody to check this out. Please hit the like, hit the share, hit subscribe if you haven't done that. I want to get to 100. All right. And this is, I didn't say it before, but I'm going to say it now. I want to have 100. This is the other thing. This should motivate a lot of people. All right. JBrill. I haven't introduced Mark yet to JBrill, but most of them in here will know. JBrill started a YouTube channel by himself. And the last time I heard, he had like 67, 68. So he was coming hard after us. We can't let JBrill beat Mark and I. We can't have that.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
We just can't have it. So we need to get going and do that. And my birthday is Tuesday, right? 21st, I believe.
I know it's the 21st because when I talked to our other friend Jeff, he goes, "Yeah, our birthday's on the same day." By the way, oh, that's right. We're going to try to come up there Thursday.
Yeah. Him and I have birthdays on the same day. That's true. And
a year behind, maybe.
We need to get to 100 by then. That'd be great. That'd be a great birthday present. I mean, I don't want you to stop at 100. I'm not saying that. No. I'm just saying it'd be great to have 100 and go from there. So, happy birthday early. Thank you, Hippie Chick. And what is this, Jeff? Share your email, or are you on Facebook or T? I'm on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Madstork 83. I'm on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook as Jeff Stone. And you can come on there. I'll add you as a friend. And like I said, I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you did get upset with me because what I said about Jess, just let it go. It's just my opinion.
Okay, and here's my opinion: buy a helmet. Get over it.
It's just sometimes I talk out of turn, and I'll say something.
What makes it fun, though.
And like I said, it's I'm not telling you anything bad. It's just what I believe. So, and that's why I want somebody to find out who unsubscribed. I might talk bad about them. I might.
No.
But if you want to hear me, my videos, sometimes I'll go off on JFK and I go off on Brian from LTL Media and, of course, Crawford. And
Jeff, do you want me to start singing?
I heard Crawford. Crawford, you'll be happy with this, Mark. He's got a live show. And now this is the second time, I guess it happened this week again, with his mic up loud. He farted while he was talking to somebody, while he had an interview going on. He farted. And it was so funny because if people go back and watch that, Mary B actually sent it to me. But if you go back and you watch it real slow it down, you can see his nose wiggle when he actually smells the fart. It's like, I could not believe it. I mean, you could actually see him when he finally got, and it was like, really? This is really going on? This is crazy. So So that's where we'll go. We'll go to that trial channel, Mark, when I show you some of the stuff, because I still want to bring in Trooper Paul. He was the reconstructionist for the state of the accident, and man, he was a treat. I mean, there was a lot of treats in the whole thing, but he was a treat. And then the guy that they brought in, what was his name? They brought him in. He was also a reconstruction. He was like a expert in the data stuff for Lexus and Toyota, and his name was oh boy, now why does that skip my brain? Tells you how off I am today. But there was this guy they brought in as an expert, and he said that he had a degree in all this kind. Shannon Burgess, thank you, Boston. Shannon Burgess, Mark, said he had a degree in all this kind of stuff. Well, it turns out that he didn't even have a degree. He had a 2-year degree. But he said that he was going for his whatever he was studying in Alabama, and it was Alabama, Birmingham, I believe what it was. And he said he was studying this. Well, then it turned out, Mark, that the university didn't offer what he said he was going for, and the Karen Reed lawyers picked this apart. It was just hilarious, and then they were expecting to convict her when they had these people. And it was, then they had another guy that he was a part of the reconstruction that decided to dress up in the clothing. He dressed up like John O'Keefe, the same clothing. And they did some tests. And it was like, I don't understand that. Yeah. Why would you have to dress up in his clothing? And it was just crazy stuff. I mean, just crazy stuff. So we'll have to do that. We'll watch the trial channel one day and go over it. And a lot of people like to watch that over. Judd Welcher was his name. And the money that they spent, the Norfolk County spent, because they brought in, the second trial, they brought in a ringer, they thought, to be the acting assistant DA. And it was actually Whitey Bulger, the old mafia guy. It was his lawyer. Came in and was going to prosecute, Karen Reed, and that didn't work out really well for him. So, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that we got to go over, just get you, up to date. So we appreciate everybody. We really do. And please share, like, and subscribe. And Mark and I, we will get into the chats, the rat chats, and say hi every once in a while. And it would be nice, though, if we could talk Mary B into coming on with us, because being a liberal, I mean, we don't have to talk about that stuff. We'll just have her catch us up on all the other stuff that's going on.
Yeah, maybe she'll enlighten us on some of the shenanigans the conservatives are doing, because I don't have a problem going after those dumbasses, even though I'm not happy with. They just passed a bill on I guess I call it a nature bill. It's all about the environment, and people don't know there's an area up in northern Minnesota called the Boundary Waters.
Yes.
It's a beautiful area. I've been up there a lot. Well, I get that you got to have jobs in mining, but the Republicans were complicit in passing a bill that could threaten this huge watershed. And
right.
I'm not happy with our Mr. Johnson, our senator. I'm going to have to go and egg his house.
Well, there you go. Look at that.
Yeah, that's actually
because weren't you a part of the people that egged that one guy's house, and then he ended up dropping himself out of the hospital here's window?
No. What the hell? Oh, are you talking about our driver's ed teacher?
No, I don't think he was driver's ed teacher. I think he was some science teacher or something.
No, there's Mr. Batiste, I think his name was.
Oh yeah, that was his name. Was he a driver's ed teacher?
Yeah, he did driver's ed.
Yeah, he got in the hospital, and he said it was because kids were egging his house, and then the next thing you know, he dropped out of the window.
He had other problems.
So unbelievable. We shouldn't even talk about that, because your dad was principal at that time.
He was. I'll have to ask him about that.
See, that's one of the things I like. I sitting down with your dad and talking about the teachers and that, because now he's 94.
Yeah,
who cares?
He's letting it fly.
Yeah,
there's secrets coming out. What are you going to do? Put me in jail?
Right. So
we'll get him on the line.
There we go. We got to get him on. and let him
talk
talk.
about Deacon.
Now, if I could figure out how to give a wrench, that's the other part. If I figured that out, then I will give somebody a wrench or give a couple of people a wrench to kind of keep us on track of what we're doing. And then you all can help me on how we run this channel. That's what I need. Yeah. I need a little bit of help from the wrenches that gives us daily stuff to talk about. So
I got a crescent wrench. I got a channel lock wrench.
Give one or two of us a wrench. We can help with stuff. Hint, hint. Yeah. There we go.
I'm handy. I can fix.
Oh, look at this here. Mary B finally showed up.
Hey, Mary.
Mary, I sent you a message last night in X, and you never responded to me. Well, Mary B says she sucks at modding, so that's not what I said. That's not what I sent you a message about. So, but I did. I had a music question. I want to know how these people can get away with playing music without getting strikes against their channel. That's what I want to know.
You play music, your own music.
But see, that's my AI music.
Yeah.
So I don't know how these other people do that. So that's something we'll do too. I will look up the wrench giving and the mods and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll talk about it. Like I said, hopefully tomorrow we'll come back on. I have a new microphone coming. It's supposed to be delivered tomorrow morning. So maybe late morning or early afternoon, whenever Mark's got available, we can get on for a few minutes and talk a little bit of what's happening. Because I'm sure there'll be some news coming out today. Who knows?
Hey Jeff, you going to put our caricatures up?
The caricature?
Yeah, you did those caricatures.
Yeah, I have it like when it goes to the YouTube and it's sitting there, it'll have our face, our characters. It's pretty good, isn't it?
It's pretty good. It makes me look too old though.
But you're like holding on to some dead meat.
Yeah, I got dead meat hanging from my jowls here.
What was that in your hands?
My throat.
No, on the picture.
Oh, that was a Dungeness crab that we caught out in Washington State and Puget Sound.
Oh,
so I don't know if it matches with the Wisconsin scene. There's not too many Dungeness crabs in Lake Michigan.
Mary B. Boston said that she doesn't want a wrench, but she will help with the channel questions, and that's what we need. We need a lot of help with that because we're just a bunch of old guys that are, again, trying to be funny,
yeah, trying. I'm always trying, not succeeding.
Trying to be relevant, which we've never been.
No,
but we're trying.
Just ask my wife.
Maybe we should bring her on one day.
She would be entertaining because she has the eye roll down real well.
See, that's what we need. That's what we need. Yeah. All right, people. Mary B's coming on later this afternoon, I believe I saw at 3:20. Please don't miss her. And I think Melanie Little is on right now. And we will be back tomorrow. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you. Do not unsubscribe, all right? Just because I say something stupid, don't do it.
Yeah.
All right? Because we need you. We need you. So, this doesn't go anywhere without all of you. So please stick with us. We'll get better. I promised you that from day one. We will get better.
I can't promise you that.
I'll learn to shut my mouth. Maybe. That's probably a good eye roll right there from everybody.
Yeah.
And so just hang with us. That's all I ask for. All right, Mark.
All right, Jeff. Have a great afternoon.
You too. And again, Mary B will be live today at 3. I think it's 3:20 my time, but it's probably 4:20 her time. Don't miss it. All right. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.